What's going on, everybody? Kevin Cage back with another crypto update. Happy Sunday, and we have a lot of info to go over in today's video. I hope everybody is doing well despite the crazy market crash that we're seeing. We have the Fear and Greed Index at 12 in extreme fear. Looking at the XRP price chart on the monthly time frame, we can see the monthly RSI. This is the most oversold that we've ever been in history, so we broke down below the previous lows. And not to mention the Bitcoin US dollar index on the monthly time frame. So every single monthly candle body that we see, or every candle body, is a 1 month period. So we were just looking really since Bitcoin's inception in 2009. But what I want to highlight are the diminishing returns. So historically, every bear market really for the past 15 years has seen a little bit less of a crash than the previous one. From 93% to 87% to 84% to 77%, and thus far 53%. Now once again, nothing shared in this video is financial advice, this is just my opinion, please always do your own research. And the thing about diminishing returns, this is not a fact, it's not a guarantee, it's not a law, this is just a thesis and something that we've observed in the crypto asset class. So Bitcoin's all-time price was right around 126k. We did wick below 60,000, right around 59k. So the big question is, where is the bottom going to be? Where are we going to end up consolidating and finding that next level of support? Is it going to be around the 60k region where we are today, like Cointelegraph highlighting right here with relative unrealized loss for Bitcoin comparing the past cycles? Or are we going to end up going a little bit lower and be more comparable to past cycles to like 45 to even 50k? Now something to really consider, and I'm going to play a 1 to 2 minute clip that you absolutely have to listen to, and this was uploaded 2 days ago. So we had Representative Max Miller and Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent discussing digital assets in the US crypto policy, and one thing that he says that I actually got a lot of hope from is that they are taking seriously the Clarity Act, and Scott Bessent even said, let's get the Clarity Act done by the 4th of July. And what was interesting is he even mentioned that he's been personally on the phone with other lawmakers this week and they're taking it seriously. And he does the same spiel, you know, the US wants US dollar dominance, they want the infrastructure, they want to be the first mover, but we actually need to be the first mover. And Max Miller has a lot of valid concerns in this, just saying that the people that are actually voting and deciding on the policy are not well versed in this technology, and that's a valid concern. But just remember, the biggest bull runs have come out of periods after big crashes and complete uncertainty when we are in extreme fear. 99% of the time, bull runs happen when nobody expects it. And if you've been around for multiple cycles in the crypto space, you know it's nothing new, it's not fun, especially when it's been several years or even 5 years since our last alt season. But again, not financial advice, I believe we're going to 5, 10, even $100 trillion in market cap someday. The only question is the path that we take.
And I believe not only for the technology, for the payment rails, it's essential for us to be the leader to maintain dollar dominance. And we want to have the best standards in the U.S. that we can export to the rest of the world. So we'd be happy to work with you on that.
Thank you very much. We've been working extremely hard over the last, I'd say, 15 to 16 months to bring a framework. And truly what we're seeking here really is, you know, besides the name of the legislation, clarity and parity and just stability for the tax code for these individuals. And I very much thank you for your answer and you willing to work with both of us on committee and all of us. Our bill also...
Congressman, I would say let's get clarity done by the 4th of July. And then we move on to the how to
Mr. Secretary, I would love that. If you could help me with some of those individuals up there.
I've been on the phone with them this week.
All right. Well, if that thing gets moving, then yes, it makes our job much easier, and I would prefer that way as well. I very much appreciate that. This has been one of the tougher subject matters that we've discussed on the committee because I believe that this country for a long time has been stuck in the analog era, and we are now in the digital age. And, you know, this framework altogether just provides guidelines and stability for the cryptocurrency network within our country. And I appreciate, you know, you saying you'll work with us, but I truly believe now is the right time for this with President Trump and the Federal Crypto Reserve and him wanting, you know, the United States to be the crypto capital. My concern is that if people like you and I and others right now, you know, who don't have a good understanding aren't the ones really steering this, you know, to its, you know, final destination, then we may never get there and it may get screwed up in a different way. But I truly appreciate you being.
So I thought that was really interesting, and no matter what way you cut it, this is the most interesting time to be in the crypto space. The Clarity Act, the Parity Act, these are the decision makers and drivers for the growth of this asset class. Next up, I'm sure you guys already saw the news of the DTC's tokenization service. We know that they are set to launch by October of this year, and they just announced that they are going to connect with the Stellar public blockchain. So I'll be brief with this because we've gone over this a bunch. The DTCC is absolutely massive. They custody $114 trillion. And when it comes to transacting, we know that it's like over $1 quadrillion. The number's always changing. But what's really crazy, and let me zoom in a little bit, is we can see that the DTC tokenized assets are expected to become available on the Stellar network in the first half of 2027. So the DTCC alone, I mean, this is arguably the most important infrastructure plumbing in the entire financial system. It's the entire backbone for clearing and settlements for the United States stock market, custodying assets. I mean, we are talking trillions and trillions of dollars. And to be announcing that they are literally tokenizing assets on Stellar Network, that is huge. They are valuing public crypto networks. Now, we went over this with the DTCC and 50 other firms. I mean, we have a huge list we've gone over before, and we can see that there are several networks that could be involved. Obviously, we have Circle, Canton Network, Ondo Finance, Ripple Prime, and a variety of assets that come with that. And I know after so many years of just talking about this in the high level and the predictions, I get the frustration. I'm frustrated too, and there's a lot of days where I'm just like, oh my gosh. But again, as the DTCC says, and I attach the sources down below with their actual, let me just open it, right there. This was in the DTCC annual report from last year. Right on page 5, they're just emphasizing that the tokenization service is not theoretical. We're confident it has the potential to unlock significant market efficiencies, improved asset mobility, increased transparency, and lower cost and risk. And just going through this, I mean, just high level, we are talking billions of dollars saved. And there are a million things out there, even the patents by the DTCC emphasizing public crypto support or interoperability with all of these networks. So there is a huge amount happening. You either believe in crypto or you don't. I know that there are very difficult days or even difficult years. My one thing that I tell all my friends, if you're already investing in the S&P 500, take a little bit, hold some crypto assets over the long term. I would rather swing the bat than not swing the bat at all. And if you're holding crypto long term, I highly recommend iTrust. I've had a Roth IRA with iTrustCapital since January of 2020. Be sure to check them out. They are linked in the top of the YouTube video description, and you have a variety of options. My number one is a Roth IRA, so everything grows 100% tax-free, but they also offer a premium custody account. That way you don't have to worry about managing your keys, you don't have to worry about losing your seed phrase, everything is secure, you can trade 24/7, 365 for 90 plus different crypto assets, precious metals, and even stocks that are coming this summer. So make sure you go check them out. They're linked in the top of the YouTube video description, and you can get a $100 funding bonus. Alright, next up, we are on XRP Scan looking at the list of amendments in the registry. Now, I wanted to bring this up because we got some big news a couple weeks back at the end of May, so we have the XRP ledger could close its biggest DeFi gap if the new AMM amendment passes. So as we scroll down, we have a draft amendment that's titled AMM Swappable Curves was filed on the XRP Ledger Standards Repository on Tuesday. So we'll open this up in GitHub. So this is Amendment XLS AMM Swappable Curves number 547. Now this article pretty much breaks it down and why this could be a huge deal for the XRP Ledger. So this is a draft amendment. This is not an official amendment yet that we can find on XRP Scan in the registry. And if this amendment, which is a draft, goes through, this would allow AI agents to leverage the XRP ledger profitably. I mean, think about the billions of dollars in machine-to-machine commerce. I put out a giant tweet of all of the AI or Agentic AI things going on with the XRP ledger if you guys want to check that out. With companies, seed investments, you name it. But really with the XRP ledger today, it uses one pricing rule for everything. So token swaps for stablecoins, tokenized assets like treasuries, anything, it's really just one single pricing rule, and that's not scalable. So basically just imagine the XRP ledger is a vending machine and it always charges $5 no matter what you buy, whether you buy chips or a bag of Gatorade, whether you buy a bag of chips or Gatorade. So with an AI agent, and remember that we even have Coinbase launching MCP, their own model context protocol. So we're having all of these organizations, Coinbase's base, building MCP so that we can actually have AI agents via a prompt do trades on your behalf. So that shouldn't come as a surprise just knowing where the technology is heading, but we're going to see a lot of organizations or even networks building their own MCP. Basically, a universal plugin for AI to communicate with other apps. So back to my analogy with the pack of Gatorade, as I said, an AI agent might use or might swap the Ripple US dollar for USDC, another stablecoin, thousands of times on a daily basis. And think about that, every trade is losing a bit to slippage and fees, and if you're multiplying this by thousands of transactions per day, the entire agent's business model breaks. They're losing money. So with this amendment draft, it would fix a lot. Basically, stablecoins like the Ripple US dollar would trade 1-to-1 with virtually no slippage, which is a huge win. We know that stablecoins are going to be growing. We're around a $300 billion market cap today. The predictions, are $1 trillion to $3 trillion. And that's for stablecoins alone, and obviously they're going to be operating on the crypto asset class. And a lot of active trading pairs or even new trading pairs that we see would get tighter and more efficient thanks to concentrated liquidity. And the more efficient something is, obviously we're going to see a lot more trading pairs and RWAs. So tokenized real-world assets would get pricing that matches how they actually move. Because not all RWAs are equal. Every single asset instrument is different. So this would be a really big deal for the XRP ledger, and I believe that this or something like this is going to go through. And here's what I'm referring to with Coinbase's Base launching Base MCP, which is an AI integration that lets users connect their crypto wallets to AI tools like ChatGPT or even Claude. And imagine the new applications that we're going to see for tracking portfolios, swapping tokens, hopefully becoming more efficient, sending funds, trading, you name it. And then eventually interoperability between other asset classes. Now we have a lot going on. We had Ripple investing $5 million to develop AI-driven payments and identity solutions on the XRP ledger. So Ripple joined a $5 million seed funding round with T54 Labs. So remember that name. So we have AI agents can now pay via the XRP ledger. They plug into X402, an open payment standard built around the long-reserved HTTP status code 402 payment required. We can see machine-readable payment requirements. We have Coinbase's X402 documentation frames the goal as programmatic access. And we can see the XRPL X402 facilitator described as infrastructure that lets AI agents pay for services using XRP and the Ripple US dollar. And with virtuals, we have agents that can transact autonomously, escrow jobs. I even saw David Schwartz in the video that Ripple uploaded, even mentioning that we're going to see features coming to the XRP ledger like tokenized repos and tokenized loans. So there is just a huge amount going on. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to smash the like button and let me know your thoughts down below. You can find all links to my crypto resources, including tools for charting, trading bots, wallets, portfolio trackers, and exclusive discounts right in my link tree in the video description. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.